Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we're going to become awesome at math with your one and only the Mathster. Okay, but you guys are going to become awesome at math as well, right? So, in this video, we're going to be covering some more like basic skills we should know, mainly with an equation I don't know how many of y'all are too familiar with. And I will go ahead and write out the equation like so we can I guess better prepare ourselves. Like if we need to know how to use the equation, and I'll explain what I'm talking about in a second. But it's pretty basic stuff, you know, that we all should be aware of. So we go ahead and write it on screen, and let's go. So basically, there's the equation. Gosh, do not have the thing selected. Okay, let me check. Oh, there we go. So it's basically the equation a plus b whole squared. Now, that kind of drag down there. But what about the equation is so special, you know? Well, do we all know how to expand the equation? If so, here it is. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. That's the equation. If you want me to derive it, I perfectly can. But essentially, this equation is the same thing as a plus b times a plus b, right? Another way of saying that. And if you start to look at that, you know, if you start to break that apart, anytime you get something in this form, all b is related to this, which you can relate to this. Let me use a different color. Let me use like a yellow or something. But if you multiply it out, you know, if you remember like FOIL or whatever you guys learned in algebra or whatever, but it doesn't really matter which order, as long as you multiply it correctly. A times a is a squared, plus b times a is ba. We'll say ab instead, because like time a is in front. Doesn't really matter. Plus, and so we multiplied this a with this a, and the b with this. So you multiply with the first term, now you multiply with the second term. So this is plus another ab plus, take the b, and now you just multiply with the final term, b squared. So that's basically it. Simplifying that out a bit gives us a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And that's the formula you should know of a plus b the whole squared. Just like so. And there's the derivation of it. This is what I was talking about right there. Let me go ahead and start to erase all of this. Because I'll erase it. That's just the derivation. You can keep that in mind, you know. I don't feel like refreshing the page. I just don't. Erase it. Okay. And let's go from the eraser tool back to here. Okay. Well, there's that. So what are some applications we could use with this? Well, let's say someone asks you, hey, what in the world is 23 squared? Now, this is something you should know. I'm just kidding. You don't need to know it, but it's good information to know. Your square is like 30 or something. But let's say you don't know what the heck 23 the whole squared is, and you're not, let's say your teacher asks you this question, and she says, no calculator. Well, some of you would be like, okay, well, let's just do 23 times 23, you know. Fairly simple, and I understand that. And you can do it this way. And, you know, like 2 times, or 3 times 3 is 9, 2 times 3 is 6, and then a 0, and then a 6, and then a 4, and then we get 9 here, 12, 1 carries over 529, right? This is what I'm getting. And this method does work okay. You know, it works out pretty well. But let's say we want to use this equation instead. Well, we can rewrite that as 20 plus 3 the whole squared, because we know what 20 squared is and we know what 3 squared is. So let's say we want to use that instead. Okay, well, how do you do that? Well, remember the equation, you know, and I'll write the equation here again. Write it on the top. So that's another way what I'm about to do. A plus b, the whole squared, and you guessed it, by now you know, is equal to a squared plus 2ab 2ab plus b squared. And that's the equation, right? So let's let 20 equal a and 3 equal b. How does that turn out? Well, what's 20 squared? Well, what's 2 squared? 4. Okay, and remember that's 20 times 20, so 400, because it's 2 zeros, right? And then plus, now we're going to multiply these two terms, and then multiply that by 2. 20 times 3 is 60, and 60 times 2 is 120. 120 plus 3 squared, which is 9. So what's 400 plus 9? 409. Okay, and then just do plus 120. If you do plus 120, essentially what's going to happen is our tens digit's going to stay the same, so still a 9. This becomes a 2, and this becomes a 5. In the end, we end up with the same answer. These two are the same, so we know that what we did is correct. And of course, you can get a calculator out if you're still not entirely sure by now, but that's 2 ways of doing it. So if your teacher says, do it, so you can go with the traditional approach like this, but if some of you guys want, you can try using this. And this gets pretty helpful when, like, I don't know. I mean, essentially, even if you have something like, I don't know, 60 plus 9 the whole squared, you can still multiply it out, which is just 69 squared. You could do that, but if you don't want to do that, this equation is always there. So now you guys have 2 ways of solving, I guess, the squared of a 2-digit number, and that's essentially it. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna refresh the page and reload, and I don't care if the change is saved because I don't care. But now you guys know 2 ways of solving a problem, which you probably be asked pretty frequently. But yeah, that's it. That's it for this video, y'all. Thanks for watching. And now, what I realized is I feel like we need more like actual application math practice. So like I know for some of you guys have the SAT coming up, so I'm going to be making some math SAT prep videos for you all. I'll get them scheduled. We're going to look at the calcs, talk about the difference between them. All the good stuff is coming up next on this channel. I've already planned on that. And after that, we'll see. There are many things math related we can do, but I think that's what I want to focus on right now on this channel. So that's basically it, you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.